Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about something which is like really needed for this summer. So it's not a regular fan, it's not just any tower fan, it's a smart tower fan. And let me show you why it's actually smart. This is actually from a brand called Dreo, and the model that I have got is the Cruiser Pro T1S. And here it is. So the very first feature is the voice control. Yes, this top fan has got the voice control option, so it can be done either using the Amazon Alexa or the Google Assistant. So let me just demonstrate you how we can do voice control using the Alexa. Okay, so let me bring the fan over here. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is open the Alexa app on my iPad and then show you how I can do the voice control. So this doesn't have to be done in the case of Echo Show or Echo speakers, because it's always listening to your to the keyword Alexa. So this is just to show you with the iPad. So it's open here. So let me say, Alexa, turn on the fan.
Okay.
Ready? Alexa, turn off the fan.
Okay.
So when it comes to the Amazon app, there could be a small delay, but if you're using the Echo Show or Echo speakers, it's a bit more faster. And I haven't actually tried the Google Assistant, but it should work in a similar manner. Secondly, there's a really nice thing about this fan. You get a really nice, lightweight, and thin remote. Yep, that's right. So it's a really nice one, and it looks actually very premium compared to a lot of other remotes that we own, maybe like the TV ones or the Fire Stick ones. So compared to that, this looks really very premium, very lightweight, and not that huge as well. It's quite compact as well. And the thing is, it's not just on or off. There are quite a few options over here. So the one on the very top is the power button, and you can see on the second row there is plus and minus to increase and decrease the fan speeds, that is from speed 1 to speed 6. And after that you can see a mute button. You can actually turn on or off the panel sound. So when you click some buttons, it could make the noise, but if you want to turn off maybe during the night, you can actually click on the mute button. And then you got the mode selection, you got the oscillation button, and then the timer button. Okay, so this is when you are actually depending on the remote a bit more. This remote can actually fit in really nicely behind the fan. So this is the back of the fan. So if you take the remote and then just slide it in over here, it fits over there really nicely. How cool is that? So just because there is this place for the remote to hold here, you actually tend to not lose the remote, because if there was no option over here, you're gonna keep it on some table, it might fall down, and then you might miss it, and it could be anywhere, and there's no way to track it, and it's quite small as well. So now, since there is an option to keep the remote over here, you don't tend to lose it. Thirdly, I want to talk about the app that is designed for this particular tower fan. So there's an app called Dreo, so where you can add the devices that you own, which are from Dreo itself. And in my case, I've actually learned this Dreo on both on my iPhone as well as my iPad. So I'm using the same exact account. So this is the iOS app. This is on iPad right now, but it's the same exact one on the iPhone. So right now it's in auto mode, and I've set the speed to 1, and it has got a temperature sensor which says 23 degrees Celsius. So that's how the auto mode works. It uses the temperature sensor to know the temperature of the room, and once you set the auto mode and set the fan speed, if the room gets cooler, it's gonna reduce the fan intensity. So that's how it automatically adjusts the fan speed. And then second one is the sleep mode, and this is really useful when you're going to sleep, because when you're going to sleep, if it's a bit hotter, then you can set the sleep mode, set a fan intensity, and then you can go to sleep. And then what happens is, even though when the room gets cooler, it's gonna automatically reduce the fan intensity, so that way it's not gonna be extremely cold at later point of time during the sleep. Next one is the natural mode. This is something you can correlate with the outside wind. So the outside wind, you can say it kind of varies up and down, right? So yeah, the air is blowing and it goes calm for some time. So this is similar to that. So the fan intensity, air intensity will go up and then come down after quite some time. Next is the normal mode, and this is similar to every other fan. So it gives a constant fan velocity, and it doesn't depend on the temperature sensor, and it doesn't have any sleep variation. It's just constant velocity, and that's similar to every other fan. And within the app, I can also change the speed of the fan, so I can change to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Also, I can turn on the oscillation, so immediately the fan starts to oscillate. This fan has got an oscillation angle of 90 degrees. Now let's talk about the controls that is on the smart panel. So we got 5 buttons on the front, and on the left you can see the mode selection, and where you can switch between the four modes, which is already discussed. And then we got fan mode to switch between 6 speeds. Then we got power button to turn on and off, and then we got timer option with up to 12-hour timer. And then we got the oscillation on or off, and that's the same button that is used for configuring the app, so that we need when we need to connect to the Wi-Fi, so you need to hold that button for 5 seconds. Another interesting bit regarding the design is, so as you can see, it's a tall structure and it's black in color, and this goes really well with the home theater system. So if you keep this in the living room, it will sync nicely with the home theater setup. So I keep it in the living room, and then it nicely syncs with the speaker system and the TV, and they are all black in color, and it blends in really nicely. And another thing about this is, we can't actually hold this particular fan because of the structure. It hasn't got anything on the front, but the secret is it has got that option to hold it really comfortably on the back. That is just about the space in which we kept the remote, so you can easily hold it, raise it with one hand, and it's easy to carry that way. So they have really thought about the design and implemented it nicely. So one more thing about the fan, which I felt is really very different compared to the regular fans, is it's kind of very quiet. So although it's able to give much more velocity of air, I felt it's much quieter. So you don't actually, let's say you are actually watching some movie, and then you have to have the fan turned on. So you can say this doesn't interrupt your movie. So if you have regular fans, you might have to increase the volume a bit to be able to hear the actual voice in the movie. But then if you're using a fan like this one, which is very quiet, you don't have to do that. so it doesn't actually interrupt your movie much because it's very quiet. The reason I actually purchased this one was I actually went through a lot of reviews, and then a lot of ratings and everything, and then I tried to understand the requirement. I don't need that oscillation control, but I would like something which looks neat and which doesn't need something like a chair to keep the table fan so that it can get the air to me. So this is tall enough to do that, and then it has also got the remote and different modes that I feel are really useful. And then what I always like is something which can be controlled from the phone so that I don't have to actually use the remote. So it does that as well. So that's the reason I actually went for this one. Also, there are few other models which are very competitive to this one, and there's also one model from this particular brand which is priced a bit higher, and then it tends to have more uh, speed selection. So if you prefer that one, please go ahead for that one. So I can share you the link for that one as well. And there are a few other brands which does a similar thing. And then if you feel you like that better, yes, you can buy that. If you like my videos, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't actually miss the next one. And I hope you have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.